Hi everyone, this is just a really quick video to introduce our new reading and phonics program called Little Wandle. Little Wandle is a revised version of letters and sounds which we were using. It's just a new and improved version which it fits in with the DFE's expectations around phonics programs. We've introduced it a few weeks ago within reception, and they've been teaching the daily phonics lessons from the program, and I've had lots of positive feedback from them. And the teachers in year one, we've started using it this week, and as well as the in year two, a few children there will be accessing it. It's a program for our daily phonics lesson, but it also includes a group reading session. So the group reading session is going to change the way we kind of read with the children in school, and also the way that we expect parents to interact with books with children at home. Basically, the books that come with the program, they're very, very high quality books that have been matched to exactly the progression of phonics through from reception up to the end of year one. So the children will be reading books that are matched to their level. And as I say, they're very, very high quality. We've had a look through. They're really, really nice stories, a range of themes, non-fiction and fiction books. And there, in the reading sessions, there will be a chance for your child to read 3 times a week with an adult as part of a group. So there'll be groups of 6 children reading at a time. Each of those 3 sessions will have a different focus. So the first session that they read, they'll be doing decoding, so being able to work out what the words say. In the second one, they'll be using something called prosody, which is the way in which they say the words, so using expression and intonation, things like that. And in the third session, they'll be focusing more on the comprehension, so the understanding of what the story is about. Now, when we've bought into the scheme, it was quite an expensive thing, because we've had to buy lots and lots of new books to fit in with Little Wandle's expectations. So we have there's 120 books that we've bought, and we've had to buy 6 different copies of each of those for year one and for reception. So as you can imagine, that is quite a lot of new books that we've got, and it was quite an expensive thing to do. Which, at the end of the day, the money spent is going to be worthwhile, because even though we haven't started the reading side of it, I can already tell from the research I've done into it that it's going to have a really big impact. Now, as I say, we've only bought 6 copies of each of those texts for year one and for reception. The groups are groups of 6. So we had a discussion around those books, and we've made the choice that these books, they're going to stay in school. So the children are going to read these books 3 times in school with their teachers or TAs, and then they will stay in school. These books will not be sent home. The reason for this is because, as I say, we've only got 6 copies per year group. And we know that sometimes when books can go home, sometimes they get damaged, sometimes they get lost, sometimes a younger child might tear a page. There's lots and lots of things that we hear about what happens. But the fact is, lots of our books do get damaged when we send them home. Not through any fault of anyone, but accidents happen. But if that was to happen, if we were to send books home each week and then books didn't start coming back in, then it would completely throw out all of our reading groups. We wouldn't have the 6 copies in school, so we wouldn't be able to conduct our reading groups in the way it's intended. So the choice not to send these books home is not for any other reason other than to really make sure we can teach the high quality reading sessions in school that we need to. Now, we realised that these decodable books being sent home is something that some children really enjoy to share with their parents. Now, what we've done is we've decided to buy into HarperCollins ebook reader. So all of those 120 titles that we will be reading in school, they are available on the e-reader. And you will be, once your year group has started, you will be given login details for that. So at the moment it's reception, and year one will be doing so in a few weeks' time once we get the reading groups up and running. And you'll get login details for that. Now, what we want is these books will be the same ones that the children have been reading the previous week. So Monday to Friday, we'll be reading that text, and then we will upload it onto the e-reader for you to access from home from the Friday night. Okay, so this book is a chance for your child to show off what they've been doing in school. So all of those things they've learned about decoding, prosody and comprehension throughout the week, they can come home and they can show you that story and share it with you, and they should be able to read that pretty much 100% accurately. So we're looking for 90 to 100% accuracy. So in the past, some people, you might think, oh, this book's too easy, my child can read every word, but that's great. That's what we want. We want them to be able to read every word, and we want them to be able to show you how they can use their voice to tell the story as a storyteller would. And then if you ask them questions, they should be able to answer them. That's what we're aiming for, because we as teachers, we want to take the pressure off of you parents. We want to be the ones that are responsible for teaching them to read. So we don't want to send books home to you that they aren't able to read every word, and then you have to deal with the phonics side of it, of teaching them how to sound out and blend those words. That's not what your role as a parent should be. That's what we want to do as teachers. Then we want them to just show off what they can do to you and enjoy stories with you. So it's not that they're too easy. It's pitched exactly where they need to be. We've done lots of assessments on where the children should be, and we're very confident with our ability to judge exactly where they need to be at what time. When we upload things onto the e-reader, you'll be able to read it for that week. But then when we upload the next book, you'll still have access to all previous titles. So if children really enjoy reading a story, they can always go back and read that with you again. I do understand we've had a few comments about trying to reduce the amount of screen time for children at home, and I completely understand that that's something that lots of you would like to do, is reduce that screen time. And we are by no means saying this is the way they should be reading, they shouldn't be reading any other books. This is just our way of preserving the stock that we have to ensure that we can deliver the highest quality teaching in school, and then we've bought into this e-reader so they can show off those stories to you if you want to. There is no expectation that you should be reading that book 3 times at home. We will be doing that in school. Okay, but the one thing that the role we would love parents to play is to develop that love of reading at home. Okay, so all of the children in reception year 1 and year 2 are all getting a love to read book from the library, and we're currently looking at investing money to increase our stock of books in there so the children can have a wider range of titles to read from. And it's this where we see parents coming in. We really want to develop that love for reading in all of the children in our school, and you play a massive part in that. Okay, the stories that you share with children. So if they bring home that love for read book, and it will probably be too difficult for them to read on their own. Some of the older children in year 1 may be able to read them, which is fantastic. But for our younger children, that doesn't mean that story's worthless. It is great. Children love to have their significant adults reading stories to them and interacting with them around the book. So those books will be going home for a week, and we would love it if you could spend the time you were reading, getting your child to read to you, just flip it around and you read with your child, and get all cozy on the sofa and tuck up with them and read the book with them, and really talk about what's happening with the books and show that interest in them. So rather than it being a chore for you to teaching them how to read, having to know all of the sounds that they need to be making and how to blend, all of these sort of things which is our role in it, for you, we want it just to be a really positive experience of you sharing stories with your children and developing that love of reading. Okay, so we do have, there's lots of local libraries and there's lots of books available in school, that if your child really does want some more copies or more books to read, speak to your class teacher and we'll see whether there are any ways that we could get their love for reading book changed more often. But as I say, there is a world of stories out there that we would love for you to share with your children. But the teaching of reading, leave that to us, and we'll do everything we can under this scheme, which we as teachers think is going to be a really positive change. Okay, so thank you very much for watching the video. If you have any questions about it, please by all means speak to your class teacher, or by all means come and speak to me. I'm in year 1, I'm on the door every morning, so I'm more than happy to talk to you about how things are going to work and the reasons for us making this choice. All right, have a lovely time. See you soon. Bye.